Hey everybody, how you doing? Burnie here. Hey, and we're on Facebook Live right now, and also welcome our YouTube viewers. We are now streaming live to YouTube at the Applebox Network channel. So this is a big day for us. We're very proud, very happy. So welcome YouTubers, and we hope to have it going on here. Very good for you in a few. I don't know, I guess we're there now. I guess we're there. Let me introduce the guys. I'm here with the guys today, Tony and Sean. There they are. And they are NAB survivors as well. And we are going to talk to them about their experience, which was a little different than my experience. And we're going to cover that. And we're also, let me just ask you, Sean, did we get the Cinemaker video in there? We got that. Okay, awesome. We're going to take a look at Cinemaker. And can we go to that one first, Sean? Let me just ask you that. We're not going to do it right now, but we can go. Okay, that's awesome. That's great. That's great. Okay, good. So, wow. You know, we were at NAB, not this last week, but the week before, of course. And I've got to tell you guys, I mean, it was something that sort of took a toll on me. I didn't realize it, but it was so fun, and it was great being there, and it felt it was especially fun with you guys there this year. Gary Hyman, I was hanging out with Gene, and of course, you know, the hundreds of people that I saw that I'm either Facebook friends with, I've known, or I haven't seen in a long time. They were all there. That was really awesome, and so I had a great time, but you know, walking back into the week this week, and everybody I know who was over there with me had the same experience, it was hard to start my engines after that. I was over there 4 days, as long as I had ever been over at an NAB, and man, I was rattled this week. I only feel like I'm catching up to it now, but came back, had a great week. I think we had like 6 shooting days for BG&L, so we had a lot of jobs going out. A couple of them are still going on today. That was awesome, and I'm very pleased and happy and thankful for that. But then came back and talking to the guys, and of course everybody had a week's worth of stuff that they didn't do while we were gone over there, and had to catch up. But in comparing notes with Sean and Tony and a lot of other people over there, I came up with some conclusions, which I'll get to a little bit later, and about NAB and about the show itself and about what you get out of it and what the priority is, because my sort of priorities changed a little bit over there. I had another great experience, and it just came to bring home that networking experience is so important. But first, I want to get to some stuff from NAB. So we've got, what's up first? Let's show Roscoe first with Emily. Emily, you know what? Emily is such a sweetheart. She works at Roscoe, and this product that she's going to show you is just amazing to me. It's definitely amazing to me. I had her in here this week again. We just had a little meeting this week while she was down doing her rounds, and I just let her know how interested I am in this light. So please check this light out, watch it, and it's really good. So we can take it away anytime, Sean. Hey everybody, how you doing? Burnie here with the Applebox Network, and I am here with Emily Stradoulis. Hello, Emily.
Hi, Burnie. How you doing today?
Great. And we are here at Roscoe, and we are going to see some very exciting technology. This is brand new, unveiled at the 2018 NAB, and we're going to see it. And I've talked to Emily, and we're going to find out a lot of cool things. Check this out. Emily, what are we going to look at today?
So today we have the brand new mix line from DMG. So we take the same lightweight form factor that's extremely robust and versatile, and we've now had it in a new proprietary 6-color mix mode, which is really exciting. So we are now going beyond the RGBW spectrum. As we know, that's a limited spectrum. You can't get to all of the colors. So for the first time now, we actually fill out that color space with 6 custom LEDs. So it's RGB, AW, and a proprietary lime, and that allows us to fill out the color space, and for the first time ever, you can now get true full Roscoe colors inside a color mixing fixture. We're very excited.
Yes, and so with this new system of the 6-color system, you're able to go places no one has gone before with color in a lighting unit, correct?
Correct. So both fills out the color space, and then even when you can try and get close to some colors with a traditional 4-color mixing system, you have to really reduce your output. So typically you have to make a sacrifice in output for really good true skin tones to get that color space. So part of what allows us to push the evolution of color is not only do you have access to more colors, now you actually have increased output. So the fixtures have, in some cases, double the output of our bicolor version, and then this one has 30% increase in output when you're on the white Kelvin scale. Pretty exciting.
Got you. And these are the units here, so let's just start up at the top. What is this unit, this first one that's orange? What is that one?
That is the mini mix. That's our smallest lightweight size, under 4 pounds, so great for running guns.
Okay. Second, what is that?
That is our SL1 mix. So that's a really common one for studios and when you need a little bit of a longer source.
And this bad boy right here, that looks the biggest one, obviously. What's that one?
Appropriately named the Maxi mix.
Of course.
What's great about that one, though, if you can believe it, is the entire head weighs the same as a Lico. So it's only 24 pounds, folds down to half the size, and you can split the panels and control them separately as well.
Oh, so you can double it up, that one, that folds down for shipping, handling, and whatever. Even separate them, and then you've got 2 of that unit right there?
Correct, yeah. So splits in half.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. As a lighting guy, I will tell you that it would be very useful.
That's great, yeah. Well, I mean, we really have owner-operators in mind with this whole line, focusing on versatility and increasing and improving your workflow, which is also why we've developed the app for our new mix line.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk, and as an owner-operator, I thank you for that, too, because you see so many things where nobody considered the owner-operator. Getting it on a truck, putting it in a case. Those type of things are very, very important to most people in our industry, you know. And you mentioned the app, and I know what's coming. It's very exciting. So do you want to go over and show us how this app works?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Yeah, we're just going to walk over here. We're not going to rush Gary too much at his age. I don't want to, you know, I don't want any more Medicare payments for him. So, so we're coming over. You okay, Gary? You all right? All right. Gene's got your back there. We're going to make it this time. You made it, Gary. So. Great. So we have this now. Now explain a little bit about what you can do with the app and this light.
Yes, absolutely. So in addition to having local control on the fixture that allows you to have menuless ability to really quickly change, you can choose your white Kelvin, you can choose your exact color and choose your hue saturation, as well as pick your gel mode and have effects. We also have this handy app here. So this works on both iOS and Android. So all of your devices can link right in. And this is going to allow me to really easily change my color, to apply different effects to it.
And just to say right here, when I'm like, no, you can't see this, and you'll have to go and get a demo, but it's very good. But you can see, yeah, right here we have 32, and your this is our amount of light, another dimming. We're at 50%. You have a hue color here, and your saturation you can control too. So let's take a look and see what you do there. Gary, maybe you could come in and just take a closer look at this too.
So right now, what we have here is I can adjust what color I'm changing the fixture. And then my saturation level, so how intense or desaturated the light actually is. And I can control both at once. So I can come out here, so I can pick exactly where I want and go there. I can also decide what gel I want. So we have the full Roscoe catalog that's going to be in the fixtures, so both our E-Color Cinegel and our Roscoe Lux line. So I can come in here and I can choose Popular Storaro Orange, apply, and right now I've applied it to a tungsten fixture at 3200. I could also see what this looks like on an HMI source. And I can go back and forth to apply the gel, just like you would in real life.
That's so nice. Yeah. So even someone who is maybe wants to audition gels and different things in pre-production could do it with this light.
Absolutely.
That is so
and
exciting.
You can also save changes to the gel. So maybe I like this, but I actually want it a little bit more saturated. So I can come in and I can saturate that up, and then I can actually apply this and I can save this, and now this can be Burnie Amber.
so I could name it after myself, or name it whatever I wanted to. And then, excuse me, you told me about your thing. Now tell us about the ownership issue of that Burnie amber.
Yes, absolutely. So within this service, you're going to be able to upload these colors to a cloud or directly to the local driver of the fixture. So you can actually save these and then recall them whenever you want. If you have a palette, a library, or a specific project, you can make them in folders similar to the way we do with other cloud services. So that then becomes something that you're able to market as yourself. So everybody could have this light,
Right.
but you may only have the
That
certain
particular
palette.
color.
Exactly. Or you can share it. So
Yeah.
we'll have a whole platform where you can share your colors. One of the things Roscoe's always been proud of with our color technology is collaborating with DPs and gaffers to develop new colors and gels. So
Right.
now we are excited to
Now
bring
you're
that to the
doing-
digital space.
And now you're doing it, yes, digitally, which is very exciting.
Yes.
And somebody can put in there and they can sell or give away their specific color, correct?
Exactly. Exactly.
That is groundbreaking. I tell you, this is new. This is something that you've got to check out. You've got to learn more about. And remember, Roscoe made it for the owner-operator, which is most of us out there.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Burnie. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for joining us at NAB. You can come and see a demo, check out how you can take a picture and push a color out to your fixture at booth C7915. Thank you so much.
Awesome. There we go. Applebox out. Thank you. That's it. There she is. You know, I want to tell any of you out there at Roscoe, Emily is just a solid salesperson. I don't know if we can call her a salesperson. Maybe a facilitator would be good, but very knowledgeable, great, good personality. And here's part of what, guys, I think that this is one thing that I really learned over at NAB this year. She's part of the culture. She's part of the production culture. She's part of the community. You know, I went into one booth that, and I think I mentioned this last show, it was so removed from our culture. They were selling cameras, and they were a camera seller as well as other items, other tech items. But you know, no one was in there in touch with our culture. They just didn't understand it. They didn't get it. It was about sales. It was about moving product. And there was nothing on how does this make your life easier? How does this solve your problem? We know where you're at and what you're going through in using products like ours. None of that. None of that. In fact, I actually own this product. Actually last year I spent many thousands of dollars with them. And you know what? I walked out not talking to anybody, and worse yet, not wanting to go back. So that was my experience there, and it made me much more aware of dealing with people that are inside of our world, inside of our production world, inside of our culture. You know, that is what a lot of people don't understand about us, even in the industry, is there's a certain lifestyle and workflow that you go through, that equipment which is supporting your family, yourself, your family, and your career is so important that unless you know my life and my lifestyle and how I'm working in my industry, you're not much good to me if you don't know that. You're not much good to me if you don't care about that. So that's just throwing that out there, you know. We might have a question. Tony, we got somebody there, or an angry statement? Maybe an angry statement, too. I don't know.
We actually have a couple of comments. Ben, hey, thanks for watching the show today. It was
Ben,
super
not
awesome
my
working with you.
Cinemaker, Ben.
Benjamin from Cinemaker.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the show, man. We had a great time working with you
definitely.
and the crew, and we look forward to doing it again. Also, Rodriguez Juan happened to make a comment. Great interview, Burnie. With all Roscoe knowledge of color, it's great that they make a color-based light.
Yes, yes, yes. And you know, that's exactly what Emily and we spoke yesterday. We were talking about it's such a natural for Roscoe to come out with this light, you know. And one thing Roscoe had, you know, they are a color company. At their base, they are a color company. That's how they've made their bread and butter for all these decades, you know, and to see the product that they came up with at this point is so gratifying. To see that they covered so many bases with it. And look, I am not selling these lights. They are not a sponsor of mine. It's just something I saw that's really good. And as a lighting guy, I was impressed with the light. I was impressed. And I own, you know, just for stating the purpose, I own Select 30s from KinoFlow. I own Sky panels. I have all those lights, and they're fantastic lights. I was probably the most impressed by a light was this Roscoe light that I saw. And that was, you know, some things like it dims down to 0.1% without any color shift whatsoever. And it's still perceptible. So think about that. With that kind of dimming, I don't know anybody else who can get down to those percentages. And yeah, just overall impressed with the light. And listen, I love KinoFlow. I love Arri. They make great products. I just think that this is a competitor to them and a real competitor to them. So take that for what you will from an old lighting guy, but good job, Roscoe. You know what, and this would probably be a good time to just say hi to Ben and Cinemaker and all that. Those guys, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Cinemaker, for bringing us out there and letting Applebox Network broadcast on your system. It was awesome. You brought Tony and Sean out there too. And while on the first day I wasn't have traded places with them, I thought they were having a pretty good time the rest of the week. And it was a real pleasure working for you guys. It's just such a great team you've put together there. Everybody's so friendly and helpful, and it was just like a family coming in to welcome you home. It was really nice, and we greatly appreciate that and hope to work with you so much more in the future. So it's a great product, and we're going to show a little video at the end of the show here about Cinemaker too, and talk a little more about them with the guys. So we've got that. What's up next, Sean?
Okay, we got Photon Beard.
Oh yeah, Photon Beard. Peter Duffin. And, well, Peter has a pretty good-sized beard, as you'll see on this. It has nothing to do with the name of his company. And where they got the beard in that company, I had no idea about before. But I think you'll find it pretty interesting, so check it out, and you'll enjoy this. Duffin. Duffin.
One.
Hey, I'm here with Peter Duffin, and we are at Photon Beard. And there's, as you can see, his beard. We're going to hear about the story about the name of this company, and I think it's going to really surprise you. Peter, so nice to meet you, my friend.
Good to meet you, Burnie.
I know, we've been friends on Facebook forever, and here we're standing in line at the barbecue sandwich place, and who do I look across from and see but you?
Yeah, the problem with this beard is I can't hide.
No,
People find me everywhere.
You can't hide too well, my friend. You can't hide. And you know what? I'll make an honest thing. We're going to get into the name, but I always thought beard was because you had a beard, and I know people say that. We'll find out later how the beard name got there, but first I'd like you to take me down and show me your lights. Show me your line.
Absolutely. Well, we focus on news, interview studios, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And primarily we light people. We don't like sets, we don't like backgrounds. So all of our lighting is about good quality white light. You can vary color temperature, of course, tungsten or daylight. On the remote phosphor range we do a 4000 as well, but it's white. Yeah. And as you'll see from the sign, color matters. The amount of the visible spectrum that's in there is very important to us.
Yes.
So we, of course, everything is high CRI, high TLCI, but that's where our focus is. So from the range, we've got a range of studio lights for lighting the talent. Currently, we don't have an LED Fresnel because all of the LED Fresnels out there have various issues. The big one for me is they've got a fan in, and if you're in a small studio and you've got 10 Fresnels, you're going to hear that.
Sound man for sure is going to hear it.
Exactly. So currently we don't have an LED Fresnel. We're working on a few things, but getting that heat management is is the issue.
Is the issue, sure.
But luckily with the soft lights, because you've got a physically larger area, we've been able to do that. So these are all passively cooled. There's no fans in there at all.
Okay.
So we start with a little 90-watt version, and if you imagine your 2-tube fluorescent that this now replaces, it's 90 watts instead of 110 watts. Okay. It's giving you about 20% more light.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's more efficient and more light.
Yes, and less power.
The other thing that we've done, one of our problems with a lot of LED panels is they're a flat panel and they give light everywhere.
Yes.
And that's okay if you want to light a large area. But in our world, in TV studios, you want to control that light. So you either put some flags up, some honeycombs on, but every time you do that, you're cutting down the amount of light that's getting onto the subject. So we came up with this novel idea of putting reflectors around the light source.
Sure. Hey, who'd ever thought of that?
Exactly, that's right. So now instead of sort of 120 degree beam angle, we've got 60 degrees.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
we're getting a lot more light in a smaller area, and you can dim it up and down. So if it's too bright, you can dim it down a little bit. We still have some accessories on there. You can put a honeycomb on, because often you, particularly when you're using it as a backlight, you want to control that.
Yes.
But any time you put anything in front of the light, you're reducing the amount.
Light down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we do this in 4 sizes. We've got the 90 watt, which is 1 bank, 2 bank, 3 bank, and 4 bank.
Okay.
And we're also now working on what we call the XT version, where basically we have 2 of these side by side.
Oh, okay, great.
And 2 of these side by side.
Nice.
The 3 and the 4 bank we don't think would work. They'd be physically too large.
Yeah.
But these 2 we're doing an XT version.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Now let's get to the name of the company, because you told me the story just before we started, and I think it surprised a lot of people because it's something from way in the past. Well, so give us the where did the beard part of this name come from?
Okay, well, the original founder of the company is a guy called R.R. Beard, Robert Royo Beard. And way back in 1882, in the days...
So, wait a minute. 1882 is when he started beard lighting, is that correct?
That's correct.
1882.
1882. And in those days, before electricity, Edison was...
Right around the time,
but before electricity was being used, they used to use limelight. And you burnt lime, and the way you controlled the light, well, you had a guy with a big bag of oxygen, and you said, brighter, and he squeezed the bag, less bright, and he didn't squeeze the bag, and that's how you controlled the lighting. Yeah. That worked fine until the dancing girls are getting ready to go on stage, and the guy with the bag of oxygen is looking and going, oh.
Yeah. And the light's real bright.
So R.R. Beard invented the automatic gas regulator. Hasn't really changed to this day. The one that you've got on your gas barbecue is essentially the same thing.
Wow.
Sadly, the patent on that ran out way back.
Years ago.
Otherwise, I'd be stood here in my sharp suit and my Ferrari would be waiting outside. Exactly, that's right. Yeah. But so we've been around a long time, 135 years, I think, this year.
I think for a lighting company, you got all these guys beat with longevity.
Ari are mere startups compared to us.
They're only 100.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, Peter, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. So great to meet you.
Good to meet you, Bernie.
All right, and we'll be back with more from Applebox Network. Hey, that was great. Thank you, Peter. That was so awesome. And kind of a funny story there, and something that, 135 years ago, they were still having a guy with oxygen and a bellows brightening the light by putting more oxygen into it. So that was, a couple generations ago, actually. So it's just amazing to me where we're at now. Just amazing we can even do this, that we're live streaming here. And going out to all these, YouTube, Facebook, all the social media, the websites and everything is just amazing to me we can do that. So, I'm a guy that loves to push ahead. I'm a guy that likes to try to push the boundaries. I actually don't even know what good it's doing me. I mean, it's costing me a lot of money, but it's worth it. I like it. And I know these guys are over here working with me all the time and making it happen. Yeah, go ahead, put yourself up there. There you go. Okay, that's enough for you. Okay. But no, we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of fun doing it. I would really like your participation. I would really like you to call in, ask a question, see what, I shouldn't say call in. I don't think we're set up for that. But go onto Facebook, YouTube, leave a note, and we will answer whatever questions you might have, or look into something you want to see, or maybe I've got some knowledge that I can impart to you. So, and I'm sure you do have some for me. So please let me know. But please participate. We'd love it. Please share the show, too. That'd be really awesome. You know, one of the things that, talking about networking at NAB, that is probably, like Peter there, I'll take this example. I have been friends on Facebook, and he's obviously from Great Britain. I have been friends with him for over 8 years on Facebook, and a great guy. We have been back and forth with little jokes and sharing notes or comments. And of course, he's told me about his product line, and I've told him about my business and what I do. But you know, never met. But we feel like close friends, you know. And there I am on the floor. I turn around. There's his company. I go over and say hi to him. That's the beauty of NAB. I think it's that face-to-face. And you know, everybody that I'm Facebook friends that I saw at NAB, it's like, oh, we've been separated for so long. Now, it was the first time we were actually ever physically seeing each other, but it broke down all those walls where we were very, very close, very tight. So, you know, two things I would suggest to, you know, always be up on your social media, even if it's a pain in the A, and I do realize that very well. But also try to make the personal contact. There's something that really grows after you make that personal contact and talk to the person. So I think that's really, really important in our industry where we get isolated. You know, I ran into a fella the other day. We're here at Hybrid Studios, and they have a sound stage in here. And a fellow came out into the lobby, and I was out there because our offices are up in the lobby. And I hadn't seen him in 5 years, and it was just like, hey, Burnie, hey, Terrence, how you doing? And it was so good to see him again. But, you know, he lives in Orange County. I live in Orange County. We run in the same production circles, but literally had not seen each other for 5 years. So it's really important to break out. Don't just make it on social media. Don't just make it on the phone. Don't just make it text. Plan a time to meet and get us several people in there to meet, because something always magical always happens out of that. So enough of my yammering. What have we got next, Sean? What's up?
So we have Mole Richardson or Quasar Science.
Let's go Mole Richardson. They're really expanding that product line, their LED product line right now. So yeah, let's check out Mole Richardson. Hey everybody, I'm here with Mole, and I'm actually here with Nancy Murray at Mole Richardson. How are you, Nancy?
Good morning, I'm
All
doing
right,
well.
Very nice to see you. And we, you know, Mole Richardson, I know, has been doing such exciting things in the last few years and bringing a whole new line to market. And I know you've got a couple new things. Tell us about what's new at Mole Richardson.
Okay, well, we're showing our variable color Fresnels, and we have a ton of features that we've put into them, and we can go through some of those with you on the fixtures.
Let's go.
Okay, great. All right, well, this is our very senior, and the platform's the same across all of our variable Fresnels. So once we go through it on one, you'll know it for all 5 of the sizes of fixtures.
Everything is standardized on there then,
correct.
From fixture to fixture. That's
exactly.
great.
So we have 5 sizes: the very baby, the 8-inch junior, studio junior, the senior, and now we're introducing the 10K LED.
Oh,
also in variable color.
Okay, wonderful. And variable color, that means do I get a range between daylight and tungsten? Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, it's variable white light, so from 2700 up to 6500.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that? Can you show us on the back here?
Right. So we have True Color are our built-in presets that have been calibrated to each color temperature.
Touchscreen.
That's right. It's all touchscreen. There we also have a selector knob here if you want to do it, go through the controls that way.
Okay.
And you can choose the colors there. That brings you into the color temperature. This is your dimming control.
Okay.
And then you still have control of the green magenta.
Okay.
Even in the calibrated colors that are built in.
Oh, so now wait a minute. You can have the color. The colors are built in, but you can take out green or add magenta. Is that right?
That is correct. That way, if you're trying to match any existing lights in an environment or to do any kind of matching, you still have control of the green and magenta.
Boy, that is very helpful. That is very helpful. That's thinking it through. That's thinking it through.
That's right. So you can also go into variable mode here, and this is where you're completely customizing the color. So here you can control your color temperature, and you can also adjust your green and magenta, as well as the output. You have some quick presets that you can save it into the memory here. So if you've metered it, you like the color and the look of it, you can save it into the screen.
And go right back to that
And go
setting.
right back to that setting.
Nice.
That's correct. So then we have some other fun features built in. We have a new app out. So it's a Bluetooth app.
Okay.
That will be up on the App Store very soon. And
so
you
from my phone I can do all
That's
this?
right, directly from your phone is the Mole Richardson app.
Oh.
Yeah, I have it here on my phone already. In fact, we were just playing with it today.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's going to keep a lot of gaffers sitting on the Applebox for a while, I can tell you that. And then also on this features, is this out? Is this model out on the market right now?
The Senior will be out in probably less than a month.
Less than a month.
That's right. The Baby and the 2 Juniors are already out in production, and those have already been, we're selling and renting those. The Senior is right on the verge of it.
Yep.
And then by Cinegear, we'll have a closer to production ready unit on the 10K as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So a couple last features to point out here. Lumen Radio is built into the fixture. So if you're in the DMX mode, you can link in a Lumen device and have control of the fixture wirelessly there as well.
Nice.
And then on the side here, let me show you, for any programming updates, the USB port. And then you can put in an SD card. That would be updates for the screen itself. So as we add more features or change any graphics, that would change it on the screen itself. And then programming updates would all be done through USB linked to a computer.
Wow, that is very exciting. So you can change the actual interface on the screen with the SD card. And then for updates, you just take your stick or computer and throw it in there.
That's right. That's right. And we'll have downloads for that and instructions on how to do all the updates as those come available.
That is so exciting. And I feel like, you know, for all of us, you know what I mean? We've really crossed that barrier between, oh, you bought the old light, now you got to go get the new light. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Where in a lot of cases, because people will buy new lights, but they can't afford it if they have to go buy the new technology too.
Well, right, and that's been part of most platform is that we want to build fixtures that last. So even as even in the LED world and the electronics, we want you to be able to update your product, be able to keep your light, update maybe the chip or any other features of it, but still keep the whole fixture itself and be able to just simply make updates as they become available.
That is so awesome, Nancy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate your time.
All right, Applebox out here. Oh, that was so great talking to Nancy, and I was so impressed too. I got to tell you, with their light, this next stage of lighting they've come out with, it was really, really awesome. And the fact that now you can go tungsten daylight, that's so huge. That's so huge. Yeah, that was really, really a good thing. You know, it's funny, and this is just kind of an analysis that I do after being a lighting guy for 25 plus years in Southern California. You know, it's very interesting to watch the old companies come into the new world and the new companies coming into the new world. And with my experience, and I mean, I've lived, eaten, breathed, sweated, and bled lighting for my whole career in this industry. And I'm always surprised at the tact that's going on right now. Some of the new companies, and I'll just use as an example, Quasar, have come up and disrupted a great amount of the existing what was out there. And it all happened when the LED came out. That's what gave everybody their marching orders. And to see how the new companies approach it and how the old companies approach it is fascinating. The old companies, to be honest, have a harder job than the new ones do, in my opinion, Because someone like Nancy at Mole Richardson, now here's a company that's probably, I don't know if they're 100 years old, but they're right up there. They're in the 90s, I'm sure. And, you know, for most of these companies, like Mole Richardson, it was easy because they were based in Los Angeles. They grew up in Hollywood. They did expand, of course, their product line out worldwide, for that matter. But they always stayed very centric to Los Angeles and very centric to the movie making industry. And that only makes sense. That was probably 80–90% of their business where they were. But to see them now in a field that is much wider. It's a worldwide, obviously, but in integrating themselves into the new media is they're doing a great job of it, but it's difficult. It's very hard. And also the new companies that are coming up right now, I look at them and it's such a crowded marketplace that I always think not everybody's going to be a winner here. There's going to be some losers too. And it's a tougher thing to do, you know. So my heart goes out to every manufacturer out there who's competing in the marketplace like that, and keep it up, because just like with Roscoe or KinoFlow or Mole or Airy or any of them, they're coming up with such new dynamic products that we're all the better for it, you know. And whether you're in lighting or in makeup, you know, you have much more options as a makeup person now. With a sky panel or this new Roscoe product or whatever, you can dial a gel in. Now that's something that you wouldn't have always had access to, a specific gel. I'll give you an example. When I'm lighting darker skin or women, a lot of times I like to use a cosmetic peach, but I don't have one in the truck. So I always got to go out and do it. Now I've got an option to do it, which is really nice. But I think we might have a question here. What do you got, Tony?
Jason Franco, sorry, Jason.
Jason Franco
is curious at what the price point was on that 10K.
Ah, boy, can I remember that. You know, I'll be honest with you, but I'll have one of my crack team investigators over here. They'll look it up for while we're on the air. So I'll get back to you on that one. Anything else? Nope, that's it. That's it. Okay, a question that I did not have an answer for. There you go.
We'll do the research, but you want to play the Quasar Science video?
Yeah, let's go with Quasar Science. Yeah, let's do that, because that was a very impressive guys over there at Quasar, I'll tell you. And here's, you know, talking about bringing in the culture, the company was founded by 4 gaffers, okay? So I know these guys know my world. I know they know my issues. I know they know what life is going to be, how life is going to be made easier for me. So 4 gaffers. So yeah, let's check this out with Quasar Science. Hey, here we are at 2018 NAB. I can't even say it anymore. I'm so rattled from NAB. But we're here with a great guy, Evans Brown from Quasar.
Burnie, nice to meet you.
One of the founders, co-founders of Quasar. And you know, I was telling Evan that I didn't get it. Evans, excuse me. I didn't get it at first when Quasars came out because I couldn't figure out the LED tube thing coming in.
Yep.
It's come to me now. I've seen the light,
Nice.
if you, so to speak. So to speak,
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
But I get it. I love it. And you know, your product has such a good rep of the people I know that use it. Everybody is waiting for your next launch. Everybody's waiting to hear what Quasar does next. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
several groups.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. I mean, on Facebook and stuff, there's several groups that just are always talking about your lighting, you know, and always doing very good. Tell me a little bit about the story and coming to the marketplace first.
Well, we were the 4 founding partners, myself, Stephen Strong, Raymond Gonzalez, and Jay Yaller, were all lighting technicians, gaffers, rigging gaffers, best boys. And we, in 2012, we were all working on the series together and really started to think about, you know, and this was when, you know, Light Panel had their first panels, and it had its problems with color, and nothing wrong with it. It was a great product, but,
right.
you know, back then it was really hard to make really high quality color, and we really wanted to focus on that, spend a lot of time and energy making high quality color with a really high CRI.
Yes.
So we feel like we achieved that, and then we really wanted to focus on external AC dimming. So we basically wanted to, we kind of had the mission of the company was to be a light bulb company.
Okay.
You know, and then as users, as the designers and users started using the products, we were like, wow, these are light bulbs, but this is also a fixture. This is also like, and you can kind of do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was another thing that Stephen Strong was really adamant about, like our CEO, about giving new life to old fixtures.
Okay, yes.
You know, we are very good friends with KinoFlow, Frieder at KinoFlow. We called a meeting with him. He kind of signed off and said, yeah, you can use your products in our housings, you know. You know, I loved, for years, used KinoFlow, loved them.
As all gaffers and DPs
That's
do.
right, but I always thought, well, wow, I wish I didn't have to deal with this ballast.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we set out to design an LED product that you could just plug in the wall, put it into a dim line like you would a baby 407.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of companies were going down the road of onboard dimming, and we kind of said, we're maybe all a little old school, and we said, let's
go
stick
with our
the
dimmer pack.
That's right. Let's stick with the triac dimming, electronic dimming, and make that as good as possible. Now that took a lot of prototypes because every electronic dimmer has different characteristics. Every triac dimming, whether it's a wrap pack or a ETC Sensor 3 pack, or whether it's a hand squeezer or whatever it is. So we got it the best we could get it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Now, certainly, our newest product, the Rainbow line, is all onboard dimming. Everything's on board, and it just dims and flashes and flickers and does whatever you want, just like remarkably, you know.
Right.
But, excuse me, it was really, you know, the partners being users that really helped get the company to where it is, you know, because we could take our concepts and our ideas, like our partner Jay Yaller, who's a gaffer for many years, has gaffed probably over 100 feature films, and he started to come up with some concept about, like, what does it mean to rethink how we do large area lighting? You know, we've been doing it with sky panels, not sky panels, but sky pans, thank you, and space lights for years and years and years. Huge electricity draw, huge air conditioning bills, and everything like that. So Jay and I were doing jobs like in Atlanta, where you're not on a real soundstage, and you have a warehouse that has a 26-foot ceiling height to the Z truss, and we were like, what's it mean to just take the lamps, put 100, 200 of them between the set and between the set and the translight to be the ambient lighting. It does 3 jobs. It lights the translight. It gives you ambient light out there for whatever's out the window, and it throws light on the mullions of the windows.
Yes.
You know, so we started really like trying to rethink this large area lighting, which kind of started and you know, that was a lot of Jay. You know, and he's a very innovative guy, and just, you know, and then it just gets everybody's juices flowing, and then people, you know, are visiting sets, and they other DPs and gaffers and best boys and are visiting sets, and everyone starts to do it. So, because what I really love seeing is when users take our product and they develop their own fixture.
Well, you know,
they make their own thing. We love that. Like, we have our new Osseum line, which is our framed array. But guys have been doing that for years now, where they take our products and they make a 16-tube fixture or something. You know,
it's your users who you allow, and I think this is so important, that show you how to use it. Right?
That's right.
I've
learned more from what our users do as a DP, as a cameraman myself, and an ex-gaffer, about how to approach lighting in a different way. What does it mean to light something with one of our products, just like one thing going through a 4x frame? What does it mean to, you know, like, you know,
But you know what? This is so important what you're saying, and I think this probably really speaks to the one thing I didn't know. You guys were all production guys that were dealing with this, and you know that's where Frieder came from. He was a gaffer on you know.
Our partner Jay used the best boy for Frieder.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. But you know what? That's why our industry is so unique. Because it takes the people who are using it to truly understand it.
That's right.
You know, and that is the key. Well, listen, Evans, really, it's awesome talking to you, and you've got an awesome product.
Well,
I would encourage anybody to check out Quasar because it is a super, super product.
Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks for the time, and I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Oh, awesome.
I really appreciate the support.
And I'll come up and see you in Burbank, too, my next time in LA.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome.
All right,
Great,
all right.
great,
We're out for the Applebox Network.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Pleasure chatting with you, man.
Hey,
I
all
appreciate
mine.
it.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? Just on my phone watching what you were watching. You know, most people sit up here with a laptop. You know, I see it all the time on the live streaming pros, which check that out if you're interested in live streaming. Check out live streaming pros. But they're always up with the thing. I haven't used a laptop in probably 3 years. Everything I do is on the phone right here. It's my QuickBooks, it's my scheduler, it's absolutely everything. All my Facebook posts and stuff. I was just looking down to see if we can you guys explain? Yes. But what? What would you like to explain? That's Misal Neva. What are your thoughts on the Hive 1000 Wasp? It's supposedly 10K but doesn't have a hard punch. Now, in fairness, I did not go over to Hive and see the Wasp. I wanted to, but my time ran out down there. I do know a couple people that have one. They seem to be pretty satisfied with it, I've got to say, and the concept is dead on. So they do a very good job there. As far as the punch, I don't know, but I suspect there might be some issues. But I think they're going in the right direction. But there again, there's a classic example of Hive and their technology. I'm not sure if this Wasp is an LED or not. Maybe, you know, I don't know that. Do you guys know that? Because I know I've got a Hive. I've got some Hive Wasps, but they are a plasma light, and the plasma is very different. It's not something where the gas gets directly excited by electricity or a current, but plasma is excited by radio waves. So actually it's a radio wave going into the bulb, and it makes the gas inside glow. Those radio waves do it, and that's plasma. And I love my wasps. I love my Hive Wasps. I probably wish they were a little bigger. They didn't make it, but they serve their purpose. Certainly for any high-speed wasp or hive is the light you want to use, that's for sure. But I'm sorry, I just haven't had enough experience with the new one, the Fresnel, to give you a quote on it. But I love Hive as a company. I think they do great work. All right, and so do we have anything else there, guys? I don't know.
We got the Cinemaker video.
Oh, we got the Cinemaker video. And Benjamin, he did, I'm just seeing it here. Hey, when did you leave the Cinemaker booth? You couldn't find me. I was like a ghost. I would appear there and then I would disappear. So yeah, it was tough. I know. And thank you to all my friends at NAB who stopped by the Cinemaker booth. Boy, we had so many people come by and tell us they enjoyed the show. Friends that I had not seen in 6-7 years were at the show, coming over, and they were watching it while they walked up, which was very, very, it was enlightening to me. It was, who thought about that? You know what I mean? Guys were walking right up to the booth with the show on. So, but I want to show the Cinemaker booth and talk a little bit about Cinemaker with the guys here. And first, let me just say this before we see it. Cinemaker has really made what I consider a revolutionary product. I'll let it speak for itself there. Ben does a pretty good job of explaining it. But the technology that they're out with right now is a mind blower. And if you're ever into live streaming, for whatever reason, for education, for school, for your social media, for fun, just at a party, all that stuff, I mean, you can really take this out, and it's an excellent, easy-to-use tool. So let's take a look at that now, Sean. Let's see what Ben's got to say.
When you think about live streaming with multiple cameras, usually you think about needing external hardware and switching devices. But what if I told you that there's an app for that? Hey, I'm with Benjamin here at Cinemaker. Now, Benjamin, you have a new app that will allow our content creators, our viewers, to do some live streaming with multiple cameras without spending $10,000 or $20,000 on equipment. Can you tell me more about the app?
Absolutely, love to. Thank you for the opportunity. Cinemaker is video storytelling for everyone. So we went out to build a product for folks that don't have the budget of traditional studios and don't want to spend the time learning these complex systems. So we've made something that's accessible, affordable, and super easy to use.
So we've had a moment to take a look at it. You can use some iOS devices, you can use tablets with cameras, you can also use DSLRs and also these IP cameras. How does this all work in terms of setting up your camera sources so that you can broadcast via the app?
Sure. Well, we've made it real simple. It's as simple as if you have an iPad and a couple of iPhones, you just have to be in proximity to another phone and they automatically connect to each other. For more sophisticated studio environments where you want to wire them together, we allow for power over Ethernet cabling in between them, but like you mentioned, we can connect smartphones, DSLRs, IP cameras, about anything into the app.
And then for audio sources, you can allow creators to have lavalier mics or handheld mics just like this, and they can plug them into the cameras or a separate mixer, right?
Exactly. So we support up to 4 cameras and 8 audio sources. So you can plug into a mixer, or you can actually have folks with labs and smartphones in their pockets passing it all into our tablet application.
Terrific. Now, Benjamin, jump into the app because we see some sources that you have set up here. How can our creators get started to do a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live? How do they do that with the app?
Very, very simple. It's as simple as going into the app. Your cameras will automatically be displayed here. You'll see you can live preview any of your various cameras, and it's real easy to switch during a live stream. Going live is as simple as pressing this button. We're pre-integrated into YouTube, Facebook Live, so we can send it to your Facebook page, or we can go to any manual destination, about any streaming server out there. Just a super simple process. And then once you're streaming, it's as touching which camera you want, and then turning on graphics on and off as you wish. So you would preload your library of graphics, text, movies, about anything.
So I can do lower third logos, lower third
picture, chroma key. It's really, we've got newsroom style graphics. About anything you see on TV, you can do it with this app.
Now, some of our audience, they may not want to go live. They have some compliance considerations they need to be aware of. Is there a way to record and review it in like post-production? Or maybe they want to change the graphic or change a camera angle in post-production. How can they do that with Cinemaker?
Awesome. No, that's a great question. So we've made editing very, very simple and very fast. So we have the concept of a live edit or a live cut people have. So you don't have to stream, but you can still make your edit decisions, change cameras, load graphics, so that at the end of your recording, you have a finished edited graphic.
So you have all the cameras, all the sound, all captured that you can edit in post.
Exactly. So you don't have to spend hours, weeks, months in editing.
And hundreds of thousands of dollars to get like studio crews, right? All right, so bring it all home for me.
Sure.
From the app perspective, what does it take to get the app? I understand there's some subscription services, and you have some hardware bundles to support different cameras. Tell me what Cinemaker offers.
Okay, so we are at simplest, we're an app. We're a free app. You can pay by allowing us to put our logo on the bottom of all your videos, or you can give us $20 a month or $200 a year. So we
$20 a month, $200 a year?
made it very affordable. And then you bring your own equipment. So an iPad and a couple of iPhones is all you need. We also, as you mentioned, we sell these hardware connectivity kits. So for larger environments, more professional environments where you may have a lot of interference like this show here, we recommend running Ethernet between them. So we have a kit that includes encoders and all the adapters and cables you need to plug in your smartphones and tablets. And it runs power and data. It's real clean setup. It's $1,200 for everything you need.
That's fantastic. So where is the best resource, then the best location to get all the information about the Cinemaker line of products?
Our website, of course, but you can download our current app, which is not the one we're demonstrating here, but it is a very powerful live streaming tool, live editing tool. It's in the App Store, Apple App Store, Cinemaker Director Pad and Cinemaker Capture.
I just love it. I love how you're using devices like mobile devices and equipment that our viewers, they already have, but they want to make sure that they can increase their production quality in an easy, user-friendly environment. I think you've got a winner right here.
Thank you. That was our goal.
So if you want to learn a little bit more about the Cinemaker solution, I've got a link in the description below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the FPPad YouTube channel. From the 2018 NAB show, I'm Bill Winterberg.
And we're back. I loved it. I loved it. Good one, Sean. Sean goes, "Oh, it's us." Ah! Well, you know what? I tell you, today was a fun show. I love these little pieces when we can get out and do them. We're going to do more. I promise we're going to do a lot more with Applebox Network.
The garage sale coming up?
Well, we got the Chapman. We may be out at Chapman Leonard when they do their picnic, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how they describe it, but we're going to be out there with Grip Rigs and Greg Flores. I know that. And we're going to be talking to some great people out there, and interesting bunch of people, and great equipment from Chapman Leonard as well. But I think that about wraps it up for today. So I'd just like to thank all of you for tuning in, all of you for watching us, and please stay in touch. Please think of this as your home channel and your home space. If you have any ideas of subjects you'd like to cover, anybody you'd like me to talk to, please let us know. We're here and we're curious. So we will be talking to you very soon. Oh, are we getting a wave? Tony waved at me. I'll wave back. Hi, Tony.
Hey. Hi, guys.
All right. So we all good, guys? Ready to wrap it up?
We are ready to wrap it up.
Ready to wrap it up. All right. We'll see you next week on Burnie's Applebox, 2 p.m. Friday. Cut. That's a wrap.